All right, all right.
Appreciate sharing.
Shalom, Israel. This is the Isupk coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. I'm officer of 1,000 live gun, and today we having a law class today, and we're talking about a very important subject in black and Hispanic community. Really, it's an important subject, period. But definitely in the black and Hispanic community, because guess what? The laws of God are made for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So it means 10 times more when we do it. And we are suffering the effects of this. Today we're going to talk about a word you heard all your life. We're going to get the meaning of it today, called adultery, right? What is adultery and how does it really affect you, right? We are in a world right now where it happens all the time and people are not conscious of the effects that it does to a family, to a community, how much it affects the violence, and how it can also build brotherhood and sisterhood. All right. The first one I want to get right here is the most common one. All right. And let's get Luke 16 and 18. Somebody give me Luke 16 and 18 if we know what we got. All right. So adultery can be where anybody in the room tell me online, tell me what's the definition of adultery. What you got?
Like maybe sleeping with another man's wife.
Yes, that would be adultery. There's other ones too. Definitely, that's one of the biggest ones. That's one of the ones we'll address first, right? But it's other forms of adultery, right? We as a nation have committed adultery. We're gonna break that down today too. All right, read that for me.
Come on. This is Luke chapter 17, verse 18. There are not found that turning to give
So
glory.
like 16 and 18. 16 and 18.
Come on. This is Luke chapter 16, verse 18. Whosoever puts away his wife and marry another committed adultery.
Whosoever putteth away his wife and marry another, right? Now, what did that tell you about what we was talking growing up? What does that tell you? The church lied to you, right? Because the church would tell you if you want another woman, you're supposed to divorce the woman you're with and be with another woman. What that said again, read that.
Come on. Whosoever put away his wife and marry another committed adultery.
Whosoever put away his wife. So that means what? You cannot leave your woman because you want another woman. You can't just say, I'm tired of you, you're getting on my nerves, you talk too much, you got fat, you ain't got no money, you stupid, all that. That's still your real. That's still your woman. You're supposed to be with her until the day she dies, right? So I mean, we was talking all like these selfish bastards, and forget about the people that committed their body to you, right? Right now, Moses, who sometimes you can see in the scriptures, fell soft on the people, right? If Moses would write and build up the creed, he would. But we're gonna go into how Christ perfected that. All right, keep going on that.
Come on. And whosoever marry her that is put away from her husband committed adultery.
So it says if you marry a woman that was put away from her husband, you're committing adultery, right? That's what they're saying right there, right? Because that 1 times 10 was put away for a righteous reason, meaning she slept with another man, and you pick her up. That means what? You're committed. Now, here's the trick to that, right? I know the first thing somebody would say is, okay, if a sister comes into the truth, you know what I'm saying? How does that work? Because she slept with that one man before, right? What happens when you come into the truth? That's the best part about coming into the truth.
All right.
What anybody tell what I'm talking about? You become what?
Come new.
You become brand new. Good answer. You become brand new. So that means it does not matter what you did before that. When you come into the truth and marry a man, or that brother marries that sister, it is supposed to be for life. But we have not been taught through these churches that sex is marriage. Sex connects your body in marriage. You can go behind and get the houses and the cars and insurance and all that too, which comes with marriage. But you have to understand when you give your body to someone, to a man and woman, you are married to each other. Right? That's the only thing the Lord respects as marriage. Right? The Lord does not respect no other being. That's not like he don't respect man and man, and woman, creature and creature. That's fornication. That is not marriage. Right? We were not taught that. We got to get out of that mindset of that. Right? Keep going.
Verse 19. There was a certain rich man.
Masalaki. Go to read 17.
17. This is Luke chapter 16, verse 17. Mm-hmm. And it is not easier for heaven, and it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one title of the law to fail.
Right. So this is what I just read to you is a very important part of the law. Right? Because guess what? Women have a major power in this community. Well, how we treat our sisters, right? How they are raised, how they are married off. In our culture, the father, who's supposed to be a righteous man, decides who his daughter marries. That's how it's supposed to go. It does not go like that. Most of the time, the mother is deciding that a lot of times, right? Or a homegirl, or cousin, or friend. That's usually how that happens. That's how you get into adultery, because a woman will rush into marrying a man because somebody else told her to do it, right? She get tired of that man, doesn't have anybody to counsel her or help her fix her marriage, and guess what? She'll leave that man and go sleep with another man. Now she made herself a whore, and we're taught in this society, our sisters are taught in this society that life is all about you being happy, that you can't have a bad day or bad time with your husband. Everything got to be happy all the time. Now, a man is supposed to love his wife. Don't get me wrong. You're supposed to treat your wife lovingly, right? You're not supposed to be a bastard or a lion in your house. But it's not going to be every time. I think I was watching the clip the other day, Ice Cube. He was married, 28 years? And he was kept it real. He said, man, how you going to like somebody every day? He said, I have days I don't like my wife. She has days she don't like me. That don't mean we done with each other. It's just days she might just don't want to look at me. And we might not see each other that day, right? But it does not mean we need to get a divorce. No. That's what we were taught. We were taught if you don't want to be up under somebody 24, because when you meet somebody, of course, you're going to be up under them and clinging to them one time. But when you get into a real marriage, it's going to be times you have to be separated. But you always have to make yourself come back together. You have to keep that intimacy in the marriage, right? That's how they go. That's how the Most High ordained it to be. All right. Let's give me Matthew 5:32. Shalom. I see you going out to the doc. Y'all about some thought. See y'all Marshall Bass. Oh yeah, y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. All these Facebooks, YouTube. What else we got? TikTok, everything like that. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe.
Okay.
All right. We got Matthew 5:32.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 32. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication.
Saving what? Say it again.
Saving for the cause of fornication.
Right.
Cause her to commit adultery.
Right.
And whosoever shall marry her.
So what does that word mean, saving? What's it talking about right there, saving?
So I can keep her.
Yeah, that's the only reason that you can leave your wife, right? That's the only, if you're gonna leave your wife for anything, it would be if she committed fornication. Now, what is fornication? Right? Let's look that up. Let's get the definition on that. Google, look up fornication. Go ahead.
fornication is consensual sex. Your
Consensual sexual intercourse.
between two people who are not married to each other. It is also known as
Well, that's more of a Christian version right there. It's supposed to be, probably should have got the Bible concordance. What it's supposed to be is an unlawful sex act, right? Something unlawful, right?
Right.
Well, that would be unlawful for a woman to go sleep with another man, right? It would be anything that's an unlawful sex act. It's unlawful to do bestiality for a woman to go sleep for a man to go sleep with a beast, right?
Right.
That's fornication, right? It's unlawful sex act. All right. All right. Now keep reading that for me.
Okay. Okay, come. Saving for the cause of fornication caused her to commit adultery.
Right.
And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced commit adultery.
Right. Right. So it's saying it's saving for. So it's saying that's the only reason that you can do that. That you can do that. Now let's see what Christ did here. Let me show y'all what Christ did. Give me John. Give me John 8:3. You want to see what Christ did, right? Because you want to very misunderstand this right here. Because people get this part misunderstood, but you have to pay attention to what Christ did in this situation.
Come. It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 3.
Right.
And the scribes and the Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they have set her in the midst, verse 4.
Right. So they caught a woman that was taken in adultery. That means they caught her in the act of sleeping with another man. Right? They caught her in the act. Right? Go ahead.
Come, verse 4. They say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned.
Right.
But what sayest thou?
Now Moses commanded in the law, when a woman commits adultery, sleeping with another man, she should be stoned, killed. Right?
Right.
What did Christ do? What did Christ do? Let's read this in there. We gotta guess it.
We'll keep reading.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come. Verse 6. This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Jesus stooped it down with his finger, wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not.
Right. Christ liked to play with them, so he kind of got out, started playing around the ground, like he wasn't even paying attention to them, right? Because he knew what they was on. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 7. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her.
Christ knew that they was wicked bastards that had sin on them.
Mm-hmm.
Now the heavy part about this, he didn't say don't stone her, right?
Right.
He said he who without sin, right? So what he's saying is, if you have a wife and she has committed a sin, and you're also committing a sin, can you throw that stone on her?
Nah.
Can you really do that? You have to be right now. We just talked about judgment last week. So in order to give judgment, you have to be righteous. You cannot be doing dirt behind closed doors in order to be righteous.
Right.
You have to be that first. Christ could have thrown a stone at her, but get what he did? He chose not to. Now, what the Christian church always does, what they usually do? They will construe that as saying that God will always know my heart and forgive me. He didn't tell her to keep going to do it, right? What did he say? Let's read what he said.
Verse 9. Verse 9. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the elders.
Right. So they went out one by one because they had sin on them. They were doing wrong behind closed doors. Right? They had somewhat of a conscience in this situation, right? In today's time, nigga would have done it anyway. Right? Keep going.
Come, even unto the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. And when Jesus, verse 10, and when Jesus had lifted up himself and saw none but the women, he said unto her, Women, where are those thine accusers? Have no man condemned thee?
Right. He said, where are your accusers? Where they at? Christ knew what was up. He read the spirit. He already knew. Y'all ain't got the right to do this. Because y'all doing wrong.
Right.
Keep going.
Oh, come. And she said, No man, Lord. And Jesus said to her, Neither do I condemn thee.
Right.
Go and sin no more.
He said, go and sin no more. He said, go and then don't. He didn't say go keep doing it, right? Now, we don't know what that sister went and did. Did she go and be a good wife, or did she keep sinning? Who knows?
Right.
But she got her order from the high priest of what to do. So if she went against that, Lord be with her. Lord be with her. Because Christ perfected that law. He wanted that law to be done correctly. And what he didn't want was the wicked bastards influencing it. He wanted to build brotherhood and sisterhood. He felt like, at that time, that sister deserved another shot. She shouldn't be stoned. But her husband had the right to leave her. It's an option for him to leave her. Now, he had the option to stay with her. Now, it's not wise to stay with a woman who sleeps with another man on you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, Christ left that window to do that, but it's not wise. You rather her sleep with a woman or a dog than go let another man put his rod in her and you take her back.
Right.
That'll probably be the worst thing that can happen to you in the long run because she would not be the same. Right? It's the same thing for a man to sleep with another man's woman. Right? That woman is destroyed if she's letting two men blow her back out daily. She is destroyed. I don't care what she says. You let probably two men lead up their semen in your body. It's a lot. Then you let two men do that. On a regular basis, you taking both their DNA, taking their spirit into your body, and you wonder why you crazy and can't even figure out what you want to eat today. And you want to blow somebody's head off, or you want to stab somebody, or you want to be online keeping a mess because you're not just your pH balance off, your whole damn thought process is off. Right? Women are not set up to do that. And we the places we in right now is women are doing that just repeat on their own on a regular basis now. And then some of them have gotten used to it. Some of them will tell you they don't have any problem. They fine with that. It doesn't hurt them. That's a lie. Because they're depressed behind that. Right? That man is wise. The man that you cheat on your husband with, guess what? He's probably not going to ever take you serious anyway. Because he cheated on your husband. If he got any kind of sense.
All right.
Because guess what? He knows you're going to probably cheat on him when you get tired of him. That's why it's very important for a woman to take her time to figure out who her husband is. But the honorable thing to do, if you do get a husband and you do want him, and he's not exactly what you wanted him to be, you figure out how to help him get to where you want him to be. Instead of going to find another man that you got to figure out all this stuff all over again and go through the same thing all over again. Wouldn't that make more sense to do that? Right? All right. So yeah, that's what Christ's perspective in that scripture was all about, man. That's what it was all about. Give me Matthew 5:27.
Come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them old times, thou shalt not commit adultery. Verse 28. But I say unto you that whosoever look on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery.
You see that? Christ said, whosoever even look on a woman. Right? Now, he's not talking about a pretty woman walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? That's not what they're saying, right? He's not saying a woman that's just, you don't know if she's married or not, and you see her and you admire her. Ain't nothing wrong with admiring a pretty woman, right? There's nothing wrong with a woman admiring a man, right? But once you find out that that woman belongs to a man, whether it's through conversation, through your social media, whatever avenue you got to figure that out, you might as well look at her like she's one of your brothers.
Right.
That's the best way to do that. To save yourself, right? That's the best way to do that. Keep reading that.
Adultery with her already in his heart.
Right.
Verse
You already got it in your heart. Once you see that that woman is with a man and has someone, and you still lust up on your heart. See, that's why I said Christ perfected that law. He wants your eyes to not look at it no more. She walking in, she got a nice body. You like, dang, she bad. You see her walk over to a man, that's her, he grip on that thing, and that's his woman. You don't see that no more.
Right.
What don't you understand that would help the Black and Hispanic community if that was a regular practice every day? Imagine going somewhere, you know, you're in a room full of men. Oh, well, guess what? We do have somewhere like that. So like you call the Isupk. But imagine in the world, right? When you can go somewhere to a club, anywhere, you can go over here and talk to your boy, you can be over here, you can get your drink, you can talk to the owner or whatever. And you know ain't nobody over here trying to talk to your woman. Because everybody here's following love. We can go to the club, we can drink, we can chill, hang out. But I can be outside and not have to worry about standing by my woman all night.
Right.
Ain't gonna be no shootout because this dude kept grabbing on my girl. He saw he with me. I saw that literally happen almost Friday night. Right? Dude, everybody know each other, and you grab this man girl more than one time. He told you don't do it again, and almost all hell breaks loose. Somebody still could die behind that, right? So that's a man's pride and joy, right? I see you like a shot. Shalom. Yeah, but you thought. Right? So that happens all the time. People don't realize how many wars have gotten started behind adultery. Behind a woman sleeping with another man or obviously another man's enemy.
Right.
That happens more than people think. The pillow talking getting started. The locations getting dropped. Now, if it was a law, and that sister, she got caught trying to holler at the brother's enemy, even if you're enemies, right? Even if you all like each other. And that sister do that, if you follow this law, you say, hey man, hey, look here, we don't mess with you. But get your girl. Get your girl, send her back, I'll send her back. You know what I'm saying? That might actually what? Bring brotherhood.
Right.
He might be like that. He might let her go, they might end up cool. That's what Christ wanted. That's what he wanted when he perfected this law. Right? Let me see this. This might be anybody. I got the apocryphal.
Go good.
Give me Ecclesiasticus 9 and 9. Ecclesiasticus. This is how specific this is right there. When you dealing with another man's woman.
Okay. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 9, verse 9.
Right.
Sit not at all with another man's wife.
He said, sit not at all. That means ain't no hanging out at the bar, drinking, ain't no none of that. That sister needs friends. Let her get us some female friends to hang out with. Right. That song that you trust too. Don't let her sit with no hoes, right? That's usually what happens, right? But that whole stuff is contagious. So you have that man. Ain't no supposed to be no best friend, homeboy hanging with another man's wife. Right. Once that woman decides to become that man's husband, I mean, it's like that man's wife, best friend. Ain't no best friend. I see you when I see you. I see you out. We'll speak. Ain't no hanging out at the bar, drinking, going nowhere without my husband around. Now, if you want to bring your woman, and I come, and we a double date, that's cool.
Right.
Because that right there starts what? That's just like at work. That work husband crap is adultery. That starts adultery right there. That work husband flirting, talking about hey boo, all this kind of crap right there. That starts the problem. That bringing the lunch, all that kind of stuff right there. They got to use that here right there with you at work. So it's almost inevitable. The woman has to know to cut that off. That man knows when she married, I'm just gonna keep it professional. If we have lunch, it's gonna be all the employees together. We ain't sitting down one-on-one, hanging out, having lunch. You telling me how much you hate this man today. That's what it is gonna happen. She gonna end up bashing her husband, talking dirty about him, or vice versa. He gonna bash his wife. They gonna end up on him. Right?
Okay.
It's in the morning.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Nor sit down with her in thy arms, and spend not thy money with her in the wine.
Man, you see that? He said, "Don't even spend your money on." Said, "Man, don't even buy it, bro." She say she got a man, don't even buy a drink.
Right.
Like, you got a man? All right, boom. I'm hollering.
Right.
If you order the drink, like, hey, cut that. All right, bye. That's what the scripture's telling you. I'm not making this up. The scripture is preventing you from being a wicked bastard, right? He's telling you, when you don't buy her a drink. Don't sit arm in arm with her at the bar. That's what Christ was trying. He up in the ante. He up the ante. Because guess what? You allow that kind of stuff. That's why in the school we have protocols when it comes to women, right? If a sister's living, they need a ride, the camp is supposed to arrange that by a brother he know he can trust that's not gonna put his hands on, that's not gonna try to holler at him. That's why we have that kind of stuff, because it's natural for two people to be together on a regular basis and something end up happening.
Right.
That's almost a natural reaction when you're in close quarters and something's gonna happen. Especially for someone who does not have someone. That usually happens.
Right.
Or someone who has someone and you're lonely. That's a woman's biggest issue, not wanting to be lonely or getting lonely. Instead of occupying themselves like Proverbs 31 told them to do. Proverbs 31 told you to get you a trade, to use something with your hands, to prepare the house for the winter.
Right.
Go get the money, right? Don't be free all the time when you're hanging out and you're going to be lonely. Especially if your husband's somewhere working. Right? All right.
It's some more, man.
Go ahead.
It was let thy heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction.
I just said, I forgot that part we was in there. You're gonna fall in love. You hang out with somebody on a regular basis. Man and woman. Hell, these days, woman and woman, right? You know what I'm saying? You hang out with somebody on a regular basis with all this extra free time. Neither one of you have any specific goals for real. Something gonna end up happening. It's natural, right? Go ahead.
So like that's why I don't really like to go for that when a woman talking about she got male friends.
You can't.
You know
You cannot go for that. It cannot be no male friend that hangs out with your woman as her best friend or none of that. Trust me, there's no situation where that man has not smashed up before or will do it or wants to do it.
Right.
And knows how to do it because this is her best friend. So she tells her best friend all her insecurities, what she wants you to do. So if he ever decides to do that, he knows what to do. He knows what to do. She just gave him a roadmap. Like me personally, if I talk to a woman and she gets to start talking to me about her, if I'm in a conversation and she tries to disrespect her man to me, I shut that down. If I have to have that conversation with you, you're not gonna I'm gonna defend him. I don't care what you tell me he did. I'm defending. I don't even know him, but I'm gonna defend the brother before I say, okay, yeah, you right. Yeah, you right, sis. You know what I'm saying? Come on, get this drink. That's what wicked bastards do. They start consoling them. Then they start doing the things that that the woman complained her husband was doing. Instead of suggesting, hey, why don't you go and say, hey, I'm gonna do this for you today. What, did you go in there and rub that man back? We asked her, what did you do? What did you say to make him do that? If you're gonna counsel somebody, you shouldn't be counseling, but if that ever came out, that's gonna happen with women a lot. When a woman comes up and says something disrespectful about a man, a righteous man should shut that down immediately. He should not entertain that at all. First of all, she should be going to talk to her husband and voicing what she feels in a virtuous way. Nobody should be pillow talking about their significant other to somebody randomly. To me, that's a weak thing to do anyway. You have a significant other, but you disrespect them to another person that you have your eyes on. That's weak for a man or a woman to do. That should never be done. That just brings about mess and disruption, right? Right? Is there more left on that?
All right, that's it.
Right. So then don't even sit with that woman. So Christ said, don't even look at it. Don't even tempt yourself to even keep looking at the woman if you know she has one. A lot of times with social media stuff, that will happen a lot of times, right? Sisters will post things when they're married, and the brothers keep looking and looking and looking like, I'm gonna jump on her inbox. Yeah. She keep posting pictures of that peach, and all about I'm gonna hop in his inbox. Something gotta be going wrong with it. I've seen brothers tap into mouth in the world. I've seen brothers like consistently be in that inbox for damn near a year. And then catch the still slipping. Because that night she's entertaining that, saying thank you and little small conversations in there. When the day that she's mad at her husband,
right,
and they on bad terms, what happens? She responds to that inbox. She goes in the inbox and yeah, this nigga here pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? Let me do that. Now you got a bunch of hound dogs that's gonna leave you alone. Guess who you gonna call when something happens? Guess who you gotta call when put their hand, try to touch you when they see you out or approaching you wrong? Who you gotta call? That same husband that you was dogging out. Or you gonna go put one of your brothers or your father or your cousins in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? He definitely has to think about that. A woman has to understand her importance in this community is to not be a whore. That's a woman's importance. Every man should want his daughter, forget her becoming a doctor, a lawyer, or a movie star. You should not want her to be a lying whore.
Right.
That should be your number one goal. You shouldn't care if she's in your pocket till you're 80. You should be, okay, my baby, you need this. Let me go get this job at Walmart. Because you don't lie and you're not a whore.
Right.
You don't starve this. That's how they're supposed to be. That's an important thing in the community because guess what? You stopping the violence, you stopping the mischief, you stopping all the problems that go on in the community. Because the men that's not watching that are the same men that's worried about these other young boys shooting stuff up. They shooting stuff up because it's something going on with these women. It's something about money to get the women, to impress the women. Women, a lot of stuff revolves around women. That's why adultery is a very important thing. Right? Right? Give me Deuteronomy 22 and 13. Got any questions? Let me know. Let's see. Right, so we got to understand that, man. This is a very important subject here.
Deuteronomy 22 and 13.
22 and 13, yeah. Let me know what you got there. Right, it definitely connected to a lot of violence out here, man. A whole lot of violence, a whole lot of mischief, a whole lot of envy too. Right, and it's not talked about in the mainstream world. We hear all the times about how marriages break up and just get with somebody else. That'll help the black community. That'll help the black and Hispanic community. Keep going, read that.
Come on, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her.
Right. So it said, if you take a wife and you go into her and you hate her, meaning you took the woman in, I guess you ain't really like it or whatever, you ain't really feeling her, but you just wanted to get off that day, which is wicked as hell.
Right.
Keep going.
And verse 14, and give a cautious of speech against her.
Give occasional speech.
Okay.
That means he's going before the people or whoever. Today it would be something like a Facebook or something. You know what I'm saying? Or going to a council and speaking ill against this woman. Right? Telling her, man, I treat the bad bra. I should have got her. She do this, she do this, she do that. Keep going.
Concun, and bring up an evil name upon her.
Right. To where she gets an evil name. Right? To where she gets an evil name amongst the people. Keep going.
Concun, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid.
Right, he said we found her not a maid. So that's similar to saying that she lied about being a virgin, right? Or he realized she's a little bit more wild than what he thought. Stuff like that, right? That means that brother didn't take the time to let's say if this is true about the sister, because he's speaking this out of anger, right? Because she's not exactly what he wanted. Let's say if that was true, right? That's not the way to go do that. You don't go and just go ahead and slander her now because she's not what you want her to be. Your job is to fix that woman, to work on the marriage, right? Keep going.
Concun, verse 15, then shall the father of the damsel and her mother and take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel.
Right. So what they'll do is the father. Now they go back to their father because he had to give their father money. That's what made him a wicked bastard. He went ahead and gave the father money because he just really wanted that box right there. He wanted to get with her right then and there. He didn't take his time to quarter to do nothing. He just paid the money for it. Right? So the father bring the money back. They got to go to court. Read, keep going.
Concun, verse 16. Virginally unto the elders of the city in the gate. Verse 16. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife.
Right.
And he hate her.
Right. So the father gonna defend his daughter because he know what he raised. Right. So this man ain't able to just say this about his woman. So this is a serious thing. Him saying that she's not a maid, that she's basically saying she's a whore, that she's this and she's that, just because he don't like her after he already had sex with her. It's a very evil thing, right? Because this is true. That means the sister's been sliding up on the radar, and she's probably going to get beheaded. You cannot let whores. Let me tell you something. In that kingdom, you cannot let whores run rampant. You have to destroy it, right? You have to get it. Hey, look here. Put some clothes on. Put some clothes. Bop. Because it's going to be a problem.
Right.
Because she's going to distract the younger brother. She's going to distract the younger brother who you try to build up to be a soldier.
Right.
He going to go and hit that right quick, and he ain't going to hit nothing else. That happened to all of us probably. At young age, so like y'all still young. But your pop know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like that happens to old me when you young. Once you go there, your mind gone already. Right? Your mind don't care about nothing but that. You're not focused on what you're supposed to be doing at that point. Now, if a man chose to do that now, you know what I'm saying, at a young age, it should be done righteously. Well, father approves it. And you get married at 16, 17, but no, you with this woman for life, though. This ain't no woman you just finna be with just to get your rocks off.
Right.
You're gonna be with this woman forever. You're gonna figure out a way to be there for that woman. She's gonna figure out a way to be there for you forever. That's why it's always good to take your time.
Right.
We in a society where it's cool for a young man to go get him some right now and just go on by the beach. He just married a whore because the whore just gave this boy something just because she might have been his first. I think Boosie had brought that out where he got his son some fellatio when he was 12, 13 years old. Now there was a time coming up that we thought that was cool. We thought that was all right. Well, he actually destroyed that boy already because he married that boy into a whore. Right? He don't realize he connected to that woman now.
Right.
Probably did more than that. He probably just said it, but really did more than that. All right? Keep going.
Concun, verse 17. And lo, he had given occasion of speech against her,
Right.
saying, I found not thy daughter a maid. And yet these are the tokens of my daughter a virgin, a virgin,
Right. Right.
and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
Right. See, this was a serious thing. So the father kept the cloth from when they got married. Right. We had blood on it. Right. So when a woman first has sex, it's supposed to be like hymen breaks. Right. So understand that. So the father kept that. That's how serious that was. If he didn't keep it, I mean, he didn't mean he could just throw it aside. Now keep going. Let's see how they did that, bro.
Verse 18. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chasten him.
Chastise him. They're gonna take that man and chastise him for lying on that sister. They're gonna chastise that man because that's not a game. You don't ruin a sister's reputation by lying like she's a whore. Now, a woman gonna say the Bible don't care about women. You get chastised for lying on a sister. Go ahead.
Right. So, what manner of chastising that was?
Sound like they beat him.
Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, sound like they beat him in that situation. So what was that called? Just hit the ignore button. Hit the red button. Yeah. It's still down.
It's still can't see it.
I should have put it on do not disturb. Still down?
It's still down. You gotta fix it. Is you up on laptop?
Yeah, it's still black up here.
Okay. Let's see right.
All right, we back up. All right. What was that? What scripture?
Right, 22.
Yeah. So basically, you cannot do that, right? You cannot be that brother that falsely accuses a sister of anything, right? All right, keep going.
Yeah, so we were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
The
The chastise.
yeah.
Yeah, they like how they beat him. Keep reading some more on that. I think they just tell you what they do.
Come on. Verse 19. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver and give them unto the father of the damsel.
Right. So they beat him up. Then they they made him pay the father more money. They made him took more money out of his pocket for lying on the sister. Right. All right.
Come on. Because he had brought upon an evil name upon a virgin of Israel.
Right. You brought up on the evil name. That's a good part about a sister becoming one of Command Junior Hunter's daughters. Right? What you don't do is slander a daughter. Right? You don't want to let the end of sister. That's the beautiful part about coming in here and the sister being able to change her life. Right? Because she has men over her that will protect that. All right. Right. So let's go to Ezekiel 23:7. Right. Let's talk about a different type of adultery. One that also greatly affects the black community. Right.
So book Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 7. Thus she committed her whoredom with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she died. With all their idols she defiled herself.
That's Ezekiel 23:7.
Come on, come
Hold on, that sounds like it's still on top of that what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It's in this chapter then, because it's maybe the same thing. I might pull that whole chapter right there. But see, like, let me get it right quick. That ain't what I was looking for. Let me pull it up. Any questions, y'all type in the chat for me, all right? Jealousy. I done wrote down the wrong damn one. I can't pull it up. That's like it's too wild. Let's go to just give me Matthew 12:39. I'll find that other one to get that one.
I got it. The book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 39. But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seek after a sign.
Right. This is the type of generation that does things. Another form of adultery. It's not just about what goes on between a man and woman.
Right.
We belong to the Most High God. We are his bridegroom. Right? He is the bridegroom of us. Right? We belong to him. So I mean, we go out and serve other gods by these other holidays. Christmas coming up, Thanksgiving, all these things like that, where you're serving idols, that is you committing adultery against the Most High God. Okay, so like Ezekiel, hold that and give me Ezekiel 23:37. I just forgot to put it on there. So like Ezekiel 23:37.
Ezekiel 23:37.
Yeah.
Come on. This book, Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 37. That they have committed adultery, and blood is in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
And with their idols have they committed adultery.
Yeah, with your idols. Anything is an idol that you put over the Most High God. If you know that Christmas is a day that's directly against Christ, it's not his birthday.
Right.
The man whose birthday it really is, he built a tower called the Tower of Babel that is built up to come against the Most High. That's his birthday. It has nothing to do with Christ, nothing to do with God. It ain't got nothing to do with gifts. It actually started from some kind of Saturnalia thing. They got something to do with the origin. It's against God. The origin of it is against God. You want to say, I'm doing it for the kids, the gifts, and all. You can do it any day. The fact you're doing it on December 25th makes it an idol. You're doing it on a day that you don't have the history behind where it came from, and you still doing it because you feel like you have to do it. You know how many men are about to be oppressed behind this minute where you don't even need to be spending that type of money on it like that? When you don't even have it, you're gonna go out and figure it out and get a title loan or a payday loan or steal somebody or steal something or rob somebody to do something that you technically do not have to do in the eyes of God in a way. But we are oppressed people. Oppressed people do stuff like that instead of being the wise thing. So you know what? I'm gonna save my money. I'm gonna save my money and get around that. Right? And it ain't just about the money, right? Because you can spend money on other stuff, but don't spend your money on that. If people really want to have a black revolution coming up and show how powerful black people are, blacks and Hispanics, we should pull back from celebrating these holidays. Right. And see how much money we can put together.
Right.
But we don't think like that. Right?
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. and have also caused their sons, whom they bear unto me, to pass for them through the fire, to devour them.
Right. So guess what? When you pass this stuff on, what happened? You know, at some point in time, a man that was not celebrating Christmas decided to celebrate Christmas, to celebrate Thanksgiving. It was a time when we had our own culture. But a brother decided, I'm going to fall into this culture and do this. Can anybody tell me what? I'll give you a perfect example of that, because that's a fear factor of nature. Anybody tell me where dogs came from? Dogs. Go ahead.
It's like from wolves.
From wolves. Now, how does a dog come from a wolf?
It's like by breeding.
Not breeding. Not really breeding. What happened was it was a certain chain of the wolves, right? That veered off. Then when they got cold in the winter and they got hungry, them particular bloodlines of them left the pack. And they became friendly. They got so started, they didn't stay with the pack, and they stayed ferocious and figure out how to hunt. This particular gene pool of these wolves started going up to people and not biting them, not putting fear in them. And they started to breed dogs from them. That's a fact about how the wolves came out. It was a particular one you called curd. They were curd out, I mean they were harmless. They weren't as harmless as a wolf, I get that. They might still bite you, but they wasn't as harmless as a wolf. They were not as dangerous as a wolf. That's where they came from. That the type of man is the man that decided to go instead of keeping our culture through slavery, through oppression, through everything. Who chose to rather just conform to your oppressive ways than just die, like Maccabees did. Maccabees chose to die before he gave in to his oppressors. Them 7 sons, they decided to die before they even ate pork. That's the mentality you gotta have. That's how you keep your generation going. If you don't go do that, then you're gonna have a generation of men celebrating Christmas in them twin pajamas.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? That's the weirdest thing ever. Hey, whatever you do, ever no one get you in those twin pajamas. Don't ever let them don't do that now.
Right.
They be in twin pajamas and they got you looking crazy out here because you don't want to do that for me, bro. Don't tell me you want to put on twin pajamas. Go ahead.
It's a locker. I'm talking about it be the hardest, the hardcore brothers.
Right.
You thinking like, man, eating is hard.
Right.
And come around holiday where they turn so sweet and soft and
Right.
you see one of your homeboys who you know like, man, I know this is like, I know he's gangster.
Right.
Christmas, like it takes that the Christmas spirit take all that out of it.
Right,
You know what I'm
exactly. It definitely does that.
saying?
That spirit, that's what that curse spirit come from. Bow down to your woman or just want to be a part of something. Instead of just coming with your brothers and say, you know what, we're gonna stand our ground, not put these damn Christmas trees up in this house. We're gonna serve the Most High God. What's the name on that? What is that? Okay, don't worry about it. Did it go out on you? Okay, you about to find it. Remind me next time I put it on Do Not Disturb. All right, so that's what usually happens right there, right? The man bows down and goes does something you don't want to do. Your son sees you doing it. He thinks that's what a man's supposed to be doing. And then you start a whole generation of men conforming to these lies.
Right.
A whole generation of it. All right? Keep reading on that.
Verse 38. Moreover, this they have done unto me. They have defiled my sanctuary in the same day and have profaned my Sabbaths.
Right. You have say it one more time. Read that.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 23, verse 38. Moreover, this they have done unto me. They have defiled my sanctuary.
You defile the Most High sanctuary because the churches are the ones who's telling you to do this. Right? This is my pastor. Our pastor got up and said, stop celebrating Christmas because it's an evil day. Right?
Right.
They just imagine it. They're not gonna do that. They want to Get you in there on that Sunday service for Christmas. Get all that. They don't care about how the money's spent. They want that time bucket filled.
Right.
Right? They don't care about none of that. The people are not being properly leaders, so we're committing adultery against the Most High God, and people do not realize Christmas is the most deadliest day of the year. More people die on Christmas than any other day of the year.
Right.
That's no coincidence. It's supposed to be the most loving day, the most giving day. But people are giving each other what? Bullets, knives to the neck. You seeing that uncle that molested you. I had an officer tell me literally on Thanksgiving, every call he got that day was family members. He said he didn't get no regular calls about no nothing. All the shootings and the stabbings were people that was in the house supposed to be sitting down eating their turkey together. That's what they said.
Man.
Because we are children without following our father. We don't have a father out here.
Right.
We've left the bridegroom. All right? Keep going.
Concur. Have defiled my sanctuary in the same day,
Right.
and have profaned my Sabbaths. Verse.
Right. Because guess what? That's another thing. Because the established service that we know is supposed to be on Saturday. What they got? What's the God's holy day now in earth? What they think is God's holy day? What's all closed now? On Sunday. They got Sunday as the God's holy day. It's just the first day of the week. That's all it is. He said on the seventh day, it's supposed to be the seventh day. That's the holy day. Now we go to camp. We go to war. We go outside and do things that regular men do not like to do.
Right.
But that's supposed to. There can also be a day of rest, a day where you do spend time with your family. If you're not the man that go to war, if you're not a man that goes out and put in work, cool. Be a citizen, pay your time, chill with your family. You're not supposed to want to go and work and all that kind of stuff. If you don't have to. You got to go to work, right? But Sunday is just the first day of the week. That's how they define. That's how they have profaned the Most High Sabbath, and that's also how they have committed adultery.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Now go back to that Matthew 12:39. Yeah.
Come on. This is book of Matthew chapter 12, verse 39. But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seek after a sign.
Right. Evil and adulterous generation. So we're not only not following the Most High, we want the Most High to come and give us a sign so we will follow him. He gave you specific instructions on how to live your life, how to not get killed, how to not be sickly, how to not die on the road, how to not lose your family. If you lose your family, he'll replace another one for you. But we also want him to give us a sign on how to conduct us. We want him to put on a show for us.
Right.
And that's the problem. All right? Go ahead.
I was gonna say Salaki kind of made me think about all the signs and wonders that the Lord allowed Moses to do,
Right.
and we still didn't listen.
And we still didn't listen.
We still ain't.
Moses turned a staff into a snake.
Right.
He parted the Red Sea, did all that.
Right.
And them folks got in the wilderness and got thirsty. Got a little hungry that day. And did what? They wanted to kill Moses.
Right.
They wanted to kill him. They thought he brought them out there to destroy them. Right? And it's like question the same God that brought them out there out of the hellhole they was in. And people are gonna be like that now.
Right.
Niggas don't think they don't think they're supposed to be freed from nothing. But those same ones are out right now having to bust their butt, work harder to do this, to do that. Just to do what? Put some gifts under the tree. Then New Year's, you gotta put on a suit and stand up on a ball somewhere. Then those times give out Valentine's Day. By then she done got gifts from all other niggas. You gotta go and treat her like she a queen on February 14th. So understand that, man. That's how lost we are right now. All right. You got no more left on that?
Come.
All right, keep going.
Come. And there shall no sign be given to it,
Right.
but the sign of the prophet Jonas.
Right. So the Most High is not gonna give us any sign on that, man. He's not gonna break down anything. All he gonna do, he sent you us. That's what he sent you. He sent you these priests and prophets.
Right.
He said he's not gonna give you nothing but a sign of what?
Jonas.
Of Jonas, which is a prophet. And Jonas, if you know the story of Jonas didn't even want to do it because he knew in his mind he was like, these people like ain't worth it. Like I feel like I'm wasting my time with these people. Right now, you paid for it. He is the Most High put him in that whale's stomach, and he went through some hell for that. Right? You're supposed to go here. I still teach the people, but you know what I'm saying. His mindset was they ain't gonna listen. They too caught up in their ways, and he was also worried about it actually happening, like they may being saved by him telling them not to do. Right? But you gotta listen to that man. When that man speaks, that city actually got saved. That city of Libya actually got saved. It got spared because they did change their ways. So the city we in, Birmingham, we in Huntsville, we Talladega, all over the place here, they gotta decide do they want to be saved, right? You all whore. You know what that song say? Don't save them. She don't want to be saved. Are you that?
Right.
Is that what Birmingham is? The Birmingham got to decide that do it want to be saved, right? We taking the whole Alabama here. All right. All right. You got any questions? All right. No questions here. All right. And with that, we're gonna close our class. All right. That Super Kadas Zion come up and do security announcements. All right.
Come. We are the ISBK, started West West, Holland 25th Street, Holland, New York. Rule for the new brothers and sisters.
Yeah. On the command general.
The command General Hunter. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When their new brothers or sisters come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are absolutely only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, brothers and sisters will get permission from the head to marry. Tithias, ties, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21. Malachi 3:8 and 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashru. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give the treasury department of or teacher priest fund, free will or offering for priests, not mandatory. Whosoever amount you will like or coming in holy convocation. Announce holy convocation from sheep.
Yeah, feast of Hanukkah.
We got a feast, Hanukkah, December 25th.
Right.
This month. Remind Akim and Algwathim to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, Amajum, me stand. Amajum back. Amajum, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah.
Barakatah. Curses salute to the sisters. Amajum back. Amajum, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Barakatah Hashem Yahshua.
Barakatah. Class dismissed.